Stalin, Mao, and Pol Pot killed 100 million people under their evil communist leftist regimes, trying to make a so-called utopia where everything is free and equal. But that's not how it turned out. No, there was no freedom of press or speech. All the artwork and everything written or said about the regime had to be complimentary. Well, it was propaganda, I tell you. You couldn't be armed, so you couldn't fight back. You couldn't depose or disagree with them, or you'd be shipped off to the gulag to face torture and death. You dare not criticize the dear leader. No, that wasn't allowed. The only way you could speak about those dictators was with praise. I tell you, it was a nightmare. Imagine if your own mother was shipped off to some gulag and you weren't even allowed to complain about it. Not only that, but you had to be thankful. How many more lives must communism take?
Amazing grace.
Welcome to heaven, Joe.
Oh, God!
That's right, I know. Listen, Jeffrey, go ahead and put him through orientation.
Oh, God, please don't make me do that. I hate orientation.
Jeffrey.
Okay. Right this way, Joe. Just follow this street of gold here to your new mansion.
My mansion?
Yep, everyone gets a mansion in heaven because everything is totally free and equal here. Don't get too used to your mansion, though. You won't be spending much time there.
Mama? Mama, you here?
God, I can't do this. Could you help me out with this part, please?
Jeffrey, you wuss.
I've been so looking forward to finally seeing Mama again.
Oh? Well, I think that could be arranged. We just had these new LG widescreens installed. Whenever you want to see your mother, just turn it to channel 6.
Mama? Is that you?
Kinda caught her at a bad time, Joe. Maybe you'll recognize her when her skin grows back, but you gotta time it just right because it will get burned off again pretty quickly.
Champagne?
But she was a believer!
Not exactly. She secretly did not believe, actually, that I created the universe, so I shipped her off to hell to be tortured forever.
Mama?
Joe, remember that you're in heaven now, and heaven is a happy place. So I'm gonna need you to turn that frown upside down.
But Mama!
Joe, I'm sensing that you have some choice words for me, sort of on the tip of your tongue, and I'd like to remind you that blasphemy is still a big no-no.
Oh, no.
No criticizing, no back talk, and certainly no insulting your creator, etc.
Where's the rest of my family?
I'm afraid that since you were a bit overbearing about your religion, they were kind of afraid to tell you that they weren't actually believers?
Well, that's not entirely accurate, Jeffrey. Some were believers, but they got the denomination wrong.
Well, at least they're not alone, Joe. There's 100 billion people in hell. Not nearly that many up here.
Hey, if you want to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs. The wants of the few outweigh the needs of the many, right?
What about little Jack? And Grandma Sue? And Aunt Betsy?
Ah, there they are.
Well, where's Uncle Mike? That son of a bitch molested me when I was little.
Hey, Uncle Mike?
Hiya, Joe. So good seeing you again.
You're here?
Yeah, Uncle Mike repented right before he died, so you two get to spend eternity together.
Speaking of which, be sure to be up bright and early for worship.
Worship?
Yep, that's what you're going to be doing from now on. You did enjoy church, right?
Jeffrey, take it easy or you're gonna overwhelm him with all this good news.
Worship?
Well, obviously you're gonna wanna thank me, right? Well, you get to do that forever and ever. Not only did I send all those people who believed the wrong things about me, or who criticized me, off to be tortured, but I saved your old Uncle Mike here.
And Mike sure does know how to be a spineless, groveling sycophant who does nothing but constantly pay God compliments.
Yep. After all, that's why I created you primitive primates in the first place, so that you could have the honor of kneeling before me and paying me compliments forever. I mean, what else would the most intelligent mind in existence want besides constant groveling?
Doesn't that sound so much more meaningful than those wicked, nihilistic atheists who wanted you to live your life to the fullest because they believed it was the only life you had?
Exactly, Jeffrey. But now you get to spend eternity kissing my ass.
So meaningful!
Part of this video was inspired by Seth Andrews and Matt Dillahunty. Links in the description below. It is important to listen to the reasons people have for deconverting, and one of the reasons Seth gives is the incompatibility of heaven and hell. If heaven exists, how could hell exist? How could someone be happy in heaven knowing that someone they dearly love is being tortured in hell? If in heaven your mind is changed so drastically that it would no longer bother you, then you are no longer you. The rest of the video was inspired by my own reactions of that tiresome association to Stalin, Mao, and Pol Pot just for being an atheist, even though I, and most other atheists, adamantly disagree with what those dictators did, and even though the people who associate atheists with those dictators are themselves exuberant supporters of a dictator who must be praised, who restricts freedoms, and who tortures dissidents. I can reject the very basis of dictatorships, but the fundamentalist Abrahamic theist cannot, because for them, such an existence is the ultimate goal.